Hello everyone, this video is about Pmini notation for SuperCollider. I've studied Tidal Cycles a little bit and I very much like their Pmini notation, and I would love something like that in SuperCollider. So I scanned the forums and other websites, but I couldn't find it. I'm Dutch, so excuse me for my English if it is not correct, but anyway. So I created something for SuperCollider so that you can use Pmini notation, and the first thing where I use it is in a pattern. So let's dive into it. I have here a SuperCollider open, and the pattern, I'm gonna load a file, this one. This one has more, it doesn't matter. Okay, so I created a quark on GitHub to share it for anyone who likes to try it out. You do this command, quarks.install, and then this URL here, and then it will be installed. It's very small as a quark. The documentation of Pmini notation is very well done by the guys, the creators of Tidal Cycles, and you can find that on this URL. And here is a small list I took from that page, where you can see what Pmini notation is has been defined. Pmini supports everything you see here except this one. The shorthand for pattern grouping with a dot, I don't have that yet. Okay, so the idea is that you use a string to specify what kind of notes or samples or tones should be played. So, like, what am I doing? 1, 2, 3, 4. This string, it tells you many things, because it is, of course, the value 1, 2, 3, 4. It tells you that it's 4 notes separated by spaces. So each note should last a quarter of a bar. A bar in Pmini is just a time measurement of 1. So the first note, it will last 0.25 seconds, beats, whatever it is. And the second note is a higher tone than the first one, and also lasts a quarter of this bar. So 1, 2, 3, 4 will generate some sound. And using this syntax that you see here, like alternating between patterns, you could say that you write this maybe like that. This means that the first bar will play 1, 2, 3, 4, and the second bar will play 1, 2, 5, 4, and the third bar will play 1, 2, 3, 4 again, etc., etc. So you can go quite deep here, because you can nest everything. So study it, maybe watch the tutorials, the very good Pmini notation tutorials of Tidal Cycles, and yeah, you will get the hang of it. It's not that difficult. First we need some sound, so I start, we boot the server, and then I define some kalimba-like thing. Maybe I took it from somewhere, I don't know. It sounds like this. So that's a bit soft, but it's okay. Yeah. Cool. So that's the sound, and the usual way you do that with pbindf or patterns is you define a pbindf. This clear that I start with, there's some things not really okay in the pbindf. If you have a key and then later you remove the key, then it remains somehow, somewhere, I don't know. So that's why this clear thing is here, but it shouldn't be there at all. Anyway, the pbindf we're going to play here. The instrument is the kalimba. 4 steps with a duration of a quarter, and here are the values for the 4 steps. And if you play that, then you hear this. Okay. I take out a little bass of the bass sound. Okay. Yeah. Well, that's easy. What if I would want to do what I just showed you? Like the first time around I want the 3, and the second time around I want the 5. I could do it like this, like I just repeat it. Oops. I'm not used to this anymore. Patterns. Okay, I could do it like this. Then it would alternate between the 3 and the 5. Yep. Okay. That would work. But if you would double or make shorter notes, longer notes, then very soon the duration here would have to become a basic also. I can show you, but I don't want this video to become too long, but I will show you. Let's say I want this 2 repeated, these 2. They will play together or no consecutively within a quarter of a step. So this one lasts 1/8, and this one lasts 1/8. So then I have to make this a bit more complicated. Like the 1 is a quarter, this first 2 is 1/8, the other one is 1/8 too. Also, the 3 is a quarter, and the 4 is also a quarter. Yes, forever. And of course I make a mistake, I always do. Alright, well, this should work then. Yeah. Okay, that's the way patterns work. You have to manipulate this array of durations and this array of values to get things changed. In Pmini notation, both the durations and the degrees come from one string. So I could do the same here with Pmini. Here is the Pmini class. This here is the Pmini notation string. And what Pmini does, it's a pseudo pattern. It returns an array with 5 values: trig, delta, dir, str, and num. And with these 5 values you can play notes, you can do what you want. Trig is just a 1 or a 0, and a 0 means that no note should be played. It should be a rest. And 1 means play the note. Delta is the time that needs to pass before the next note will be played or triggered. Duration is a value, the duration of the note, and together with legato, the real duration for gated notes. will be calculated. Str is just a string value and num is a numeric value. In the Mini notation, you always work with a string, like this, for example, and then optionally you add a colon or semicolon, I don't know what this is called in English, and then you add a number. Where this comes from is that you have a folder with samples. The folder is called low, and 5 means use the sixth sample that is in that folder and play that sample. So there is a string part and there is a numeric part, which will be returned. And in this case I don't use the numeric parts. I never use here the colon, so I get only the str value filled in, and num will always be nil. And in that case, well, if I don't need it, I can also leave it out. But I could also say, well, if num is nil, then the octave is 5, and in the other case you can specify the octave of the note, something like that. You can imagine, you can do the panning, for example. You could say from 0 to 9, 0 is entirely left, let's do that, and 9 is entirely right, and then 5 is in the middle. Okay, let's do that. We can do that in a few seconds. First, I'm just do this, num will be nil, and for the degree I have to use a p-func then. Don't be scared of p-funcs, it's really simple. You get the event here as an argument, and this event already contains those 5 values. So I can just say if e.trig is bigger than 0, then return the string but as an integer, because degree needs to be an integer. And in the other case, if it's not bigger than 0, you return a symbol, the rest symbol. And then the pbindf knows that it should play a rest. That's it. So if I activate this, it works. Okay. Now our panning, the kalimba here, it has a pen argument defined, so I can use that. Whoops. So I can say pen -1, then it should sound in my left ear. Oh, it's the right ear for me. I think I have my headset the wrong way, in the wrong way on my head. I don't know. Anyway, and 0 is in the middle. So I'm going to use here a pfunc also for the panning. Oops. And it's getting the event. Ah, come on. Oh no. I messed it up. This keyboard that I use is not ideal. Man. E. I have to get used to it. It's small. If e.num is nil, so if you don't specify it, then it should be in the middle, else it should be e.num.linlin. So it goes from 0 to 9. That means panning should go from -1 to 1. Okay. Yeah, that's it, I guess. That's a pfunc. Yeah, close it. So now, activate it. It's in the middle because nowhere I specified. But if I do now use the numeric parts, see, it works. Okay. And for the doubling of the 2, well, that is much more simpler here. If you can type on your new keyboard, see, because this here is a nested pattern. The square brackets nest the pattern. This is the pattern inside the square brackets. The square brackets, they get 1/4 of the time, and so Pmini is able to calculate that each step in this nested pattern will get half of that, which is 1/8. Okay, so that's very nice. You can go a little bit more deeper, because this mini notation has a lot of options and a lot of oh no, I'm doing Emacs keys when I'm working in standard SuperCollider editor. Doesn't go well. Okay, so I prepared this this thing here. You can figure out what it is. So yeah, well, that's about it. That's enough, I think. I'm not sure how long my video already is. I don't know, I can't see that here too. Anyway, so that's Pmini. Mini notation that you can use inside patterns in SuperCollider. Have fun with it. Bye now. Whoopsie, where is the stop? Yes. Bye bye.